This is called poverty, ecology, natural selection. When I was a child, I believed that rich people thought about money all the time. That was, after all, how a person remains rich, right? Untrue, of course. When you lack resources, whether to get to work or pay bills on time or acquire more kids' shoes or buy more store brand mac and cheese and less tuna to go with it, you become acutely aware of money. Anything of practical and liquid value becomes your focus. These are the people among us with whom I am most concerned and see, at least on a personal level, very practical ways to help them with little personal loss. Take my friend Randy, for example. Like me, he's ex-Navy, ex-taxi driver. He was a good dispatcher. He's nearing 70, has old man complaints, barely gets around with a walker, but is essentially healthy. He has an SSI income above $1,000 per month, lives quietly, minds his own beeswax. There are a few apartments in our area he could afford to inhabit, but for the past year or so, he's been couch surfing. Ex-cabbie, but he pays a lot to get to appointments. He mentioned a $40 fare recently to get to the VA hospital. As it happens, I'm Randy's friend and can be available to drive him around, let him use my cell phone when I'm around. He's not holding on to a lot of stuff in garbage bags, so I can get him moved. I'm looking for a place. I go to the VA too. He's a heck of a cook, very clean, smokes outside. Nobody knows how to squeeze the most value out of anything they own as well as those who own very little. In a world that's not getting any bigger, where we haven't begun mining asteroids yet, expanding population will force our race to begin using resources, reusing, recycling, repurposing more wisely. Those who already have these skills at more extreme levels of poverty will have the least distance to fall if increasing levels of need, diminishing resources, and inadequate employment become the new norm. If we were unable to adapt if we are unable to adapt our personal and national economies quickly enough to generate energy inherently cheaper and cleaner, create more opportunity for all citizens to be able to find value in their lives by doing something profitable and providing justice and basic nutrition to citizens, natural selection will force these consequences on us. It will look like poverty. I am engaged in an experiment which will last 2 weeks. This was written quite a while back. The details are inconsequential to strangers, but I am endeavoring to put all my energy into creating networks of opportunity for my family and the people in my environment. I have some concern about the means by which certain contacts go about making a living, and I'd like to create or locate better employment possibilities that fit their skill sets. People staying at the rescue mission have a more practical approach to clothing. There's a laundry room where community clothing is washed, as well as bedding and towels. There's a clothing room which gives it away at certain hours. You don't have to live there to find something worthwhile to wear. It's stocked by no donations, as is most of the food in the chow hall, the soap, cheap razors, and shaving cream. Most of us own clothes, of course, but you can wear what they'll let you take, then put it in the correct basket and wear something else. We mostly seem to shower frequently enough. I have a power strip that connects to the head of my bunk. The battery charger, double and treble A, and empty outlets are free to use. I've let it be known. Most have cell phones. At the end of the 2 weeks, I plan to be spending much more time growing business opportunities that better use skills I have that I can continue to employ as I get older. This will help make me happier. I may be back to being a temp for a while, but I'll be working on ideas much more valuable to me and the community. These are volunteers. That's about a picture. As an example of something I can share with my community, tonight, Friday, I will be in the River of Life Rescue Mission Chow Hall at 5 p.m. when families congregate for dinner. There's a piano. I'm not shy. I'm going to play a selection of music that I am somewhat competent at performing. If the piano is in tune or I see an easy way to set up my electric, I'll play again next Friday, maybe at other places too. I used to practice at a retirement apartment complex and late night at a Lutheran church I was cleaning. The rescue mission doesn't currently have a baby grant, but maybe someday. If my wife will use my webcam for a few minutes of my impromptu concert, I'll post the videos. If not this evening, perhaps in the future.